Race 22, it's Irish Grand National time, over 3 miles and 5 furlongs, a Grade 3 handicap. Paul Parsons' Shapeshifter is going to be our top weight. The Fabric for Joshua Sutherland, Fine Art for David Hooley, San Pedro Paddy for Vinnie Gerard, David Robertson's Granoli Spirit, Lady Luck for David Hooley, Persian Tiger for Darren Thompson, Fantasia for Craig Beckwith, Scribano Myth for David Robertson, Sierra Vista Cheese for Vinnie Gerard, Daniel Garcia for Marvellous Matt Cooper, Silent Voices for Pontypool Racing, Tunisia also for Matt Cooper, Canterbury Master Stugo, Quintero Points for Daniel French, and Martin Leadham's Polk Saladani and Premier Vacances are our bottom weights. I don't know how that Premier Vacancies is bottom weight. Didn't he win a race by miles? Anyway, they're all racing here at Ferry House for the Irish Grand National. Later in the day, the last race of today is the Scottish Grand National, which Martin will call home for you. And it's Martin's Polk Salad Annie that's going to lead the Irish Grand National through the first furlong or so. They get to the first of 22. They've all cleared it. It's Polk Salad Annie from Canterbury Mash. And Premier Vacancies and Quintero Points and Persian Tiger. And Silk Sierra Vista Cheese pushing through. Grey in there. That's for Paul. Shapeshifter, our top weight. Only one as they get to the second, the big ditch. The one that jumped it well out wide is Quintero Points. So Quintero Points now takes it up. And in the middle of the course, from Polk Salad Annie up against the row. Sierra Vista Cheese takes a little hold. The rest of the field all taking well, a mistake there by Quintero Points, hit the top of it. Loses his lead to Sierra Vista Cheese and Polk Salad Annie. Although those three are in a line there, and also Scribano Myth and the Fabric are there. And also got Canterbury Mash up against the round. The Purple Silk Series Fine Art with the black cap. Out wider still is Martin's Premier Vacancies second runner. Well, his first runner, Polk Salad Annie, didn't get over that particularly fast, but Quintero Points has managed to take it back up again after that mistake earlier. Going to bring him down to the next, so it's Quintero Points. Clear that one at the back is Silent Voices. Out wide over there is Fantasia for Craig Beckwith. Up against the round, the green silks towards the back is San Pedro Paddy and Granoli Spirit. The grey in there is Shapeshifter. But Quintero Points takes him into the sixth. Oh, he's gone. Didn't make an effort to jump that one. Timed it wrong. In fact, it looked like he'd come out the other side. So Quintero Points goes for Daniel French. Unlucky. Leaves Polk Salad Annie back out in the front, one of the bottom weights. Mind you, there's probably a fair few on 9 stone 10. I didn't check, but it's Polk Salad Annie into the seventh. So the Fabric in second jumped it better, gets within half a length, and then probably a length or so back to Persian Tiger, Sierra Vista Cheese and Fine Art. Wider Premier Vacancies up against the round with Scribano Myth. And the greys pushing through there is Shapeshifter. Granoli Spirit on his outside, and Canterbury Mash. San Pedro Paddy's moved up from the back now, up on the row. Daniel Garcia in there, not had a mention yet as they get to the eighth. They'll clear that. The one that's dropped off at the back a little bit is Fantasia, finding the pace set by Polk Salad Annie a bit too much. He's just half a length down on Tunisia, and they're probably a length away from the rest of the pack. As they go over the ninth, another good jump by Polk Salad Annie, a mistake there by Fine Art. Polk Salad Annie's got a 5-6 length advantage now from the Fabric. Just getting a couple of reminders. Keep on with it. It's one of those in and out races. There's about 4 back to Scribano Myth up against the row. Fine Art. 2 green silks of Sierra Vista Cheese and San Pedro Paddy. A little bit wider is Premier Vacancies for Martin Leadham. Up against the row and nowhere to go is Silent Voices for Greg Clutterbuck. Hasn't had a mention. Got over that one well. They're all over it. Bit of a mistake at the back by Canterbury Mash. Caused Fantasia to grab at the hold of the reins. Oh, we lost also Sierra Vista Cheese there. My apologies, didn't see it. I was looking at the back. So one down for Vinnie Gerard. So we've only lost 2. We've still got 2 miles to travel. We're halfway through the fences. Once Polk Salad Annie takes them on out. So he leads by about 5 to the Fabric in second, who's got a 3-length advantage from Fine Art and San Pedro Paddy and Daniel Garcia. They're followed through by Premier Vacancies, Persian Tiger and I think Lady Luck, and then the 2 Robertson horses, Scribano Myth and Granoli Spirit, and then Silent Voices for Grey Clutterbuck up against the round. The Black Silks is Canterbury Mash. On his outside is Fantasia. Wider of those 2 is Tunisia and Shapeshifter the Grey. Back up front is Polk Salad Annie, goes over the 12th. They will clear that well. Polk Salad Annie still leads by 5 from the Fabric in second. Fine Art and San Pedro Paddy are next. into the 13th. Is it going to be unlucky for anybody? It's not Polk Saladani. She's over it as well as the rest of the field. So Polk Saladani still leads by 4 to the Fabric and San Pedro Paddy and Fine Art getting closer. Wider here is Granoli Spirit. Yellow cap. Turquoise silks and, I don't know, purple bands as they go over the 14th. We'll see it in a different colour. Anyway, Polk Saladani still their leader from the Fabric, who's closed the gap now, just a length away, and then a length and a half to San Pedro Paddy, Fine Art and Granoli Spirit together, and further length to Scribano Myth against the Round Lady Luck and Persian Tiger. They go over the 15th. Mistake there, this time by Polk Saladani, and that's allowed the Fabric to bowl on in front here. So, as we come towards the final mile, it's the Fabric leads the Irish Grand National over the 16th. Oh, mistake at the back there by Shapeshifter, went through the top of it and she's starting to drop off there. They're out the back for Paul Parsons, but it's the Fabric that leads by a couple of lengths from San Pedro Paddy. Granoli Spirit, Polk Saladani just seems to be dropping back now. Lady Luck for David Hooley in the mid-pack as they go over the 17th. Mistake also at the rear there by Scribano Myth, who's just going further and further back, but now trying to be pushed along and is going to look for a gap. But the Fabric still leads us by length and a half to San Pedro Paddy. Then we've got Granoli Spirit moving well up on the outside now as Martin Leedham's Premier Vacancies. Then we've got Lady Luck closer to the row as they go over the 18th. 5 from home. So we're 4 to take. It's the Fabric that still leads us from San Pedro Paddy and Granoli Spirit. Then a length back to Premier Vacancies, about 7 wide. 8 wide is probably Persian Tiger. Coming up round the outside is Canterbury Mash. Polk Saladani still up against the row. Daniel Garcia looking for a bit of space. Followed through by Tunisia. Fantasia's got nowhere to go, but up front is San Pedro Paddy. The Fabric and Granoli Spirit. These are our 3 by a length coming down to the 19th. They're over it. So we're just 3 to take. It is San Pedro Paddy, Granoli Spirit and the Fabric. These lead. The Irish Grand National. The one that's starting just to take a little hold is the Fabric. So the one moving well up on the outside is Canterbury and Rasher. They get to the 20th. They're over that well. And it's San Pedro Paddy that starts to take the turn first from Granoli Spirit in second. The Fabric is third. Canterbury Mash is fourth. Up against the rail is Tunisia. Then we've got Lady Luck and Fantasia. It's got a gap, but it's San Pedro Paddy leads from Granoli Spirit. Then length back to the Fabric. Length back then to Tunisia, Canterbury Mash and Lady Luck, but San Pedro Paddy's holding on to him now. Inside the quarter mile, coming down to the penultimate. He's over it a little bit slow, but he's away from it well. We've lost Polk Saladani, but it's San Pedro Paddy now going to be challenged by the Fabric and Granoli Spirit. Running on well, Canterbury Mash and Tunisia, but it's the Fabric that comes out of it well, away from the last well, and it's the Fabric leads by 4 from San Pedro Paddy, Tunisia, Granoli Spirit, Canterbury Mash. They're not going to reel him in. Half a furlong left to run. The Irish Grand National is going to go to the Fabric. Josh Sutherland wins the Irish Grand National with the Fabric. Tunisia is going to run on into second. There's going to be a ding-dong for third, fourth and fifth. It's between Canterbury Mash, Fine Art, I think Sam, I'm not sure, Tunisia maybe, in that third, fourth and fifth position. But well done to the Fabric. Takes the Irish Grand National for Josh Sutherland. Oh no, there's a Stewards. He's had one. No, he's managed to hold on to well, jumped well, takes it from Tunisia and Matt Cooper in second. San Pedro Paddy was third. Canterbury Mash for Stu Gray was fourth. Good run by my horse. Fine Art for David Hooley was fifth.